everyone online and everything that's going on, it comes out. So you just have to do it with care. I think you talked about the mental health issues. I'm actually on the board of it's a National Violence Prevention Hotline, where people that are thinking of doing violent acts can call and get counseling. And also, if you know someone or you see yellow flags of someone saying that they're trying to do something, you can call and get counseling, or where you can go to help. And I think that's really big nowadays, because people don't know where to call. You can't call the suicide hotline because that's for self-harm. So this new National Violence Prevention Hotline has come out for these acts, because what we're seeing is we've already stopped some folks, because a lot of times there are yellow flags. People talk about it. We've had calls where people have called and said, I'm going to kill 3 people, and they're looking to do that. But once you give them an outlet and they can talk to someone, or we can get other people involved, it helps in the long run, because there's nothing like that before. So a lot of times you're going to see yellow flags, and that's what we're going to look for in the investigation. Did he talk to someone? Was he talking about doing something violent? Did he did he all of a sudden start going quiet and start doing more dark things and saying things that didn't mean, weren't logical to people? And we're talking about violence. We're talking about other active shooters. You'll find that these shooters talk about the other active shooters to people. And again, people don't know where to call with that. And it's one of those things that's just coming out now that I think is really needed in this space.
Rob, where do you find information about that hotline?
Violencepreventionhotline.org. And I'll check that, and there's a number to it. I didn't prep to get that out. I will in a second.
No problem.
And it's right now we're not manned 24 hours a day. We're trying to get there. We're doing fundraisers and stuff and getting counselors set. But you can leave messages and we get back to everyone. But it is really an important thing, because I think if you look at this and you're going to start talking to witnesses and you'll bring them on, people will start saying, oh, yeah, he was one way. And then all of a sudden, about a month ago, and that's what they're going to have to find in an investigation. When did this slide take place to being angry to actually doing violence?
And Rob, I wanted to ask you, what surprised you the most from that hotline early on? I understand about what you're learning about this arc before these incidents are happening. What surprised you and the others who are putting this together?
One of the things that comes up is they do talk about it. Most of them reach out for help. Even the one that called and said, there's nothing you can do to stop me. I'm going to do this. Well, the fact that he's calling and talking about it is still that rope that he wants to be helped on. They don't want to do it a lot of times. And they come out and they tell people, and they're hoping people react to it and help them. Again, if you didn't want any help, you wouldn't have called that hotline to begin with. But they think they don't want help, but they in fact do. And it is an arc. It goes from fantasy to thinking about it, to planning it, to doing things to put it in action. And people do see it. And you never want to assume your friends or your loved ones or someone you know are going to do something violent. But they start doing things that you start questioning it. And if you're doing that, maybe calling and finding out who you can go see and understand and what you can do. And a lot of people that loved ones, you don't want to just call the police and get your loved one arrested, but you want to get them help. And that's kind of where that hotline comes in.
MS Now National Security and Intelligence Analyst Rob D'Amico, invaluable this morning as we covered 2 breaking stories. Rob, thank you so much.